Hi, this is Ask Brock. I'm Brock Yorty. This week's question comes from Lisa. Brock, we're about to start a project where we have to dispose of all drilling fluids off-site, almost 100,000 gallons worth. What are your suggestions? What can we do? We've been coming here. This is the industry. We are environmental stewards that have to protect the environment, and drilling fluids are designed to encapsulate, to coat, to do things to bring cuttings out of the ground and stabilize, and we have to be able to dispose of them properly. And when we build that drilling fluid to start, it's 98% water, it's low solids, it's NSF approved products, most likely, especially we're doing a water well here. So we have this neat drilling fluid, and then we start incorporating solids, and those solids are our X factor. And the deeper we go, what do we get into that could impact, the toxicity? So we get a T-clip test done, a toxicity characteristics leaching procedure to figure out what's in those. Then we partner up with a company that can dispose of our fluids properly if we can't do it on our own, having tankers come in and, pull that off and take it to a disposal site. These are all important steps. The biggest step is to make sure we caught it in the contract, right? That's really what I want to see happen, is that it was in the contract. We bid appropriately, because this is a process that we have to make sure that we've caught. And then drilling program. So we know how much drilling fluid we're going to use, how often we need to rebuild it, what we can lose in some of those formations that, possibly isn't a porosity zone that would be impacting somebody else. What are we gonna, so we have that math. What catches us is the fact that we don't think about displacement. So when we go to grout, there's displacement. When we go to develop, there's more fluid other than just that, what it took to drill the hole. Good solids control units maintain, that 1.5 times circulating volume that we need to be able to drill this hole. But it also makes it very hard to solidify. So then we get with our good fluids engineer, the one you trust, not one that's selling magic dust, but one that's got a engineered program with a disposal plan, and all of them have good ideas. When I worked in the Atacama Desert, very water scarce area mining project, we used a system that was able to reduce our water usage by 80%. And we did that by flocculating the drilling fluid so that it would fall out and solidify, something that was easier to dry. And then we would take the effluent, the clear, less than 10 NTU fluid, and we'd rebuild a drilling fluid with it. And that's key. Just because it's clear doesn't mean that it doesn't have some sort of toxicity to it when we turn it into a effluent. And there's a lot of basic things we can use, fly ash and alum. It's all about our state regulations and what we can do, and then what our partner is to dispose of. And then remembering that 10-pound drilling fluids, we're not going to get that full 9 cubic yard vac truck. It's going to be 3/4 full because it has wash fluids on there, and for it to be able to make weight, to be able to go back to the disposal. So we got to think about how we're going to transport to the disposal site. The disposal site has to be environmentally responsible. We have to be environmentally responsible. So it's build the drilling program, get a good solids control program in place, try to set those limits. Understand that we're going to have more fluid than we think from displacement and from development, and just continue to monitor and move forward. And depending on the time of the year and hurricanes, I had a project where I was working the southeast and we had more fluid come in because our pits were getting full of rainwater, and now that has to be disposed of. Those are all things that we got to take into consideration. So planning, bidding it, planning it, and execution, and knowing that we got to hold to those limitations, and following all the local and state and federal regulations are all important. Great question, Lisa. Good luck.